This is Lifetime Physical Activity and Fitness Exercise 1000, Week 12, Intermediate Yoga Video. We will be doing approximately 30 minutes of yoga for this video. You'll be doing both dynamic and static stretching exercises. If at any point in time during the activity you feel uncomfortable with the yoga pose that we are doing or holding, please feel free to return to one of our 3 resting poses. Our 3 resting poses are mountain pose, standing with our feet approximately hip-width apart, palms facing out, spine nice and long. Our second resting pose is child's pose, a kneeling pose. With your arms extended, your hands stacked under your forehead or your arms resting at your side. And our third resting pose is the corpse pose, done in a supine position. Again, if at any point in time during this exercise you feel uncomfortable during position, please feel free to return to one of those 3 resting poses and wait as we move through to the next pose. During yoga, we will be doing both static and dynamic stretching exercises for our flexibility training. We will be performing a series of movements that will be dynamic and then holding some poses that are static. As we do these, breath control is most important. In yoga, our breathing pattern is in and out through the nose, filling up our lungs and our stomach, so we should feel expansion in both our chest cavity and our abdominal cavity. And as we exhale, letting go of the stomach and the lungs. Our breath should be slow and controlled, and the constant focus of your attention throughout your movement. It is best to practice this breathing pattern for approximately 5 to 10 minutes prior to beginning. I recommend that you pause the video at this point in time to stand in mountain pose and practice your breathing. It is also best to perform these activities on a sticky yoga or Pilates mat so that you do not slide around. You can also perform them on a regular carpeted surface. Do not perform your exercises on a hard surface as it can be troublesome for your joints. If you do decide to practice them on carpet or even on your sticky mat, make sure that you have bare feet so that the surface of your foot is more likely to stick to the surface that you're practicing on and you won't slide around and cause injury. We're going to start at the end of our yoga mats or wherever you choose to so that you have enough length behind you and room in front of you to stretch your arms out to your sides. Again, I recommend pausing the video at this point in time in mountain pose in order to practice the breathing for approximately 5 to 10 minutes and be set in your breathing pattern. After you have practiced your breathing, we're going to begin moving one breath, one movement, inhaling, bringing our arms up, and exhaling, bringing our arms down. Move with your own breathing pattern, which may be faster or slower than mine. On our next exhale, as we lower our arms, let's rotate to our left, opening up the chest but keeping the hips facing forward. Inhaling back to the center, exhaling, rotating that torso to the right. Remembering our neutral positioning here, keeping our ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles in alignment. And one more to each side for balance. Inhaling back to the center. Exhaling, relaxing our arms down to the sides. We're now going to begin moving through a sun salutation. We'll go through it very slowly at first. It'll be one breath, one movement for the pattern. We will repeat the pattern on both sides, and then after we have practiced it slowly, we will do it simultaneously with our breath patterns for 10 full repetitions. Inhaling, bringing the arms up. Exhaling, we're going to forward fold, bringing our arms to our sides, hinging at the hips, bringing a nice flat back down towards bringing our chest towards our thighs. Whenever you can no longer maintain flat back, we round and relax the head, neck, and shoulders, letting our body hang down. And notice that my knees have a slight bend in them. You don't want to lock your legs out during these activities. Keep a slight bend in the knee for support. If you cannot reach the floor in this position, bend your knees until you can place your hands all the way down to the floor or mat. Let's extend our right leg first into a lunge. That would be our inhale movement, and as we exhale, we're going to bring that left foot back to match the right, pressing back into a downward facing dog. Trying to flatten out our back and our shoulders here, pressing back towards the mat and our chest towards our thighs. As we inhale, we come forward into a plank. As we exhale, we slowly lower down to the mat. As we inhale, we come up into our cobra. And as we exhale, we again press back into that down dog. Since we're lunging with our right leg on this side of the series, let's inhale, bring that right leg forward into a lunge. And as we exhale, we step together into that forward fold. Inhale, we're going to roll up one vertebra at a time, bringing the arms all the way overhead. And exhale, we're going to squat back into what's called chair. Making sure that our knees do not come forward of our toes here. Inhale, we come back all the way up. And we're going to repeat on the opposite side. Exhale, coming down. Again, keeping those knees soft, bending them all the way down if you need to in order to get those hands flat. As we inhale, we're going to step back with our left foot this time into our lunge. And then exhale, step back with the right into our down dog. We inhale, come into our plank. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale up into cobra. And exhale into down dog. From here, we stay with our left foot moving, so we inhale, left lunge, and then exhale into that forward fold. Inhale, we roll up one vertebra at a time, bringing the arms all the way overhead, and then exhale into a chair. At the end of our full series, we will inhale up, and then exhale into mountain. We're going to move through 10 rotations now, one breath, one movement, so it'll go slightly quicker than it has been. However, I want you to move with your own breathing pace. So if you go slower or faster, that is fine. If you do not complete the same number of repetitions, as long as you continue continuous movement throughout, one breath, one movement, that works. Make sure to follow along the best that you can, and there'll be 10 total repetitions, 5 on each side. We begin in mountain, inhale up, exhale forward fold. Inhale right leg lunge, exhale down dog. Inhale plank, exhale lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale, chair. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg lunge. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale, chair. 4 more. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale, chair. Left side. Inhale, left leg lunge. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Three more. Keep moving at your own breathing pattern. Inhale, one movement. Exhale, one movement. Left side, inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Letting yourself get deeper into each pose with each rotation. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, down dog. Left side. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, down dog. Fast rotation. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale right leg. Exhale down dog. Inhale plank. Exhale lower down. Inhale cobra. Exhale down dog. Inhale right leg. Exhale forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale chair. Left side. Inhale up. Exhale forward fold. Inhale left leg. Exhale down dog. Inhale plank. Exhale down. Inhale cobra. Exhale down dog. Inhale left leg. Exhale forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale chair. Inhale up. Exhale mountain. Continue to focus on that slow, controlled breathing. From here, we're going to move into a couple of strength poses. Our feet should be approximately hip-width apart at this point in time. So if you're feeling for that bony point on the front of your hip, your heels should be directly underneath there. And we're going to take our left leg and we're going to step it straight back. And we're going to turn the heel in slightly. But we want to keep our hips facing towards the end of our mat. This is the beginnings of our warrior one. We want to get our shoulders, ears, and hips in alignment as we drop our legs apart. Keep that front knee or on our right leg from going forward of the right ankle, so it should be almost directly above it. You can choose to leave your arms here at the side. Bring them into your chest or lift them straight up from the shoulders. We're going to hold in this pose for approximately 6 deep breaths in and 6 deep breaths out. When you've completed your 6 breaths, let's go ahead and turn that back foot and our hips out towards the edge of our mat, opening up through the 2 hips. Again, that foot is still pointed that direction and the knee stays over the ankle. We're moving into our warrior 2, so again we want ears, shoulders, and hips aligned. We're going to bring our arms out to our sides and look over our right arm, holding for 6 breaths in and 6 breaths out. And on your last exhale, reach forward with that arm, dropping it down by that right foot, keeping that front knee bent. Extend the left arm up into a modified triangle. And if you feel strong enough, you can straighten that right leg, but keep that knee soft. In triangle, you want to imagine that you're trapped between 2 panes of glass. So we want to keep our body very narrow here. And you can look either straight up or straight down during this exercise. Holding for 6 deep breaths in and out. And when you've completed your 6 breaths, bring both hands down to the center. Point your toes out towards the corners of your mat into a wide leg forward fold, keeping our knees slightly bent so that they aren't locked out, and relaxing down. And after 6 deep breaths, let's turn our right foot out towards the side of our mat. Walk our hands over to our left, turning our left foot out towards that edge. And we're going to open up into triangle on the opposite side. So you can stay in modified with your knee bent, or you can extend it all the way up. Trying to draw a nice straight line from one fingertip down to the other, and again pointing your head either straight down or straight up, and imagining yourself trapped between 2 panes of glass. 6 deep breaths here. And after your 6 deep breaths, let's again bend that front knee as we roll up into Warrior Two. Opening up the chest and the hips, making sure they're squared over the top of each other, looking out over the left arm. And then take that back foot, hop it in. After your 6 deep breaths, angling it a little bit inward. Again, bending that front knee, turning your hips towards the end of your mat, and again, choosing your arms down at your sides, at chest center, or straight up from the shoulders. Warrior One. 6 deep breaths in, 6 deep breaths out. After 6 breaths, relax your arms down. Step your feet together. We're going to go ahead and work on a balance pose here called tree pose. So your feet should be approximately hip width apart. Relax your arms down to your sides. And we're going to keep our knees soft through this exercise, so make sure that your toes are spread out, your feet are very well rooted into the ground. We're going to imagine that we're a tree in this pose. Our legs and torso are the trunk of the tree. Our head is one of our many branches growing up towards the sun, and our arms will eventually become branches as well. But we're going to start with them at our sides to increase our balance and stability. So we're going to start by coming up onto the ball or toes of your right foot, shifting all the way to your left foot. But as you do this, make sure your hip does not pop out to the side. We want to keep that spine and all of our joints in alignment. Then we're going to go ahead and open that leg up, keeping the foot on the ground so that we're working through the full range of motion of the hip first and then the balance second, keeping the left knee soft. Then you can choose to place your right foot either on your calf muscle or up on your quads and adductors, but do not place it on your knee because that can cause excess stress and shearing forces on your knee. Keep that right knee open, left knee soft. Focus in on a point out in front of you that's not moving. Don't look at yourself directly in the mirror or in the reflection in a window or anything like that, because if you see something that's moving, you tend to move with it. From here, you can choose to bring your hands into chest center, or you can grow your branches up towards the sky. And we want to hold this pose once your arms are comfortably settled in your balance for 6 deep breaths in and 6 deep breaths out. And after your 6 deep breaths, relax your arms back down to your sides. Slowly lower that right leg back down, placing it hip width apart. And again, finding your center of gravity. Then we go up onto the toes of our left foot, shifting the weight to our right, but making sure our right hip does not pop out. Keeping the right knee soft. We open up the left. And when we found our point in front of us where we're comfortably balanced, we place that left leg either on our calf or our thigh. Remember, never on that knee joint. Keeping ourselves nice and tall through our trunk, growing up towards the sun. Leaving our arms at our sides, into chest center, or bringing our branches up. And when you're comfortably set, breathing in and out through the nose for 6 deep breaths. Notice that you might feel stronger on one leg than the other. After your 6 breaths, release your arms down first, and slowly lower that leg back down. Coming back into our mountain, let's inhale up, exhale into forward fold. Letting gravity help you sink down towards the mat, hopefully a little bit further than we were at the beginning of our exercise today. And bend your knees, come down into a comfortable seated position on your mat. We're going to go ahead and do a staff pose here, aligning our shoulders, ears, and hips. Bringing our hands next to our hips just for support, but we're not pressing through there. Extending our legs as flat to the mat as possible and flexing the toes backward. Focusing on a nice, strong body position here. And then slowly lower yourself down to the mat. From here, let's take the right leg over the top of our left leg. We're going to reach through that hole and slowly bring that right leg, the left leg in towards the chest. And then once it's stopped, we're going to slowly extend it up, flexing the foot, going only to that point of mild tension in the right hip and the left hamstring. Notice I'm pulling on the back of my leg and not on my knee here. And slowly lowering back down. Let's rotate, bring that left leg over the top of the right, reach through that space created, pull back, and then slowly extend, flexing the foot. Let's place both feet down to the mat. We're going to press up into our bridge on our exhale. And then grasping your fingers together, slowly work those shoulder blades together, opening up the chest as we maintain that nice high hold with the straight line from the shoulder to the hip to the knee. Release the arms first, and then slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. Bring one knee and then the other into your chest, reaching between your knees. Grab your big toe between the space created by your middle finger and your ring finger. Bring your knees towards your armpits and your heels up into the air. This is called our dead bug pose. And from here, we're going to gently rock side to side, massaging our spine into the mat, into what's called happy baby. And after a couple more rocks, put the bottoms of your feet together as we lower them down to the mat with our knees open wide. Our arms come overhead into supine butterfly or goddess pose. Focusing in on that breath, letting gravity do the work and pulling our knees out to the sides, opening up through our hip flexors and our adductor muscles. You can choose to stay here or to come into corpse pose, extending your legs out, palms facing up and letting the legs fall to the sides. We'll enter our final relaxation here, closing our eyes and focusing in on that deep breath, feeling your stomach rise with each inhale and fall with each exhale. And note that this is a conscious relaxation, so you should not fall asleep during this time. I highly recommend pausing the video at this point in time so that you may rest for 5 to 10 minutes in final relaxation, focusing on the breathing pattern and allowing all other thoughts to drift from your mind. When you're finished with your final relaxation, keep your eyes closed as you slowly come up to a comfortable seated position. Inhale, bring your arms up as you slowly open your eyes. Exhale, bring our hands to the chest center where we say thank you for your practice today. Make sure that you take your time getting up from the mat, as sometimes people can get a little bit dizzy going from a supine position to a standing position. And be sure to drink plenty of water after this exercise, as yoga can sometimes dehydrate the body.